That's the pamphlets.
Okay, so yes, we have audio. So welcome to our game of D&D this week. We have session number 160, or Phase 3, Season 3, Episode 23. It is still the 15th day of the third month of the year 1012, and I think it's like the 8th or 9th version of that day. And I'm sure, like some of the other sessions, the next few game days will fly past before you notice.
Mm-hmm.
At the table today, we have Rhiannon.
Well timed.
I tried to draw it out.
I play Hildren, the Air Genasi, but currently Water Genasi. Tempest Cleric Hunter Ranger, but currently Beast Form Barbarian? Berserker?
Berserker, Path of the Beast, Water Ganassi, Squid, Fishman thing.
With very long arms at the moment. Who has just had yet another responsibility put on her, apparently because she kept saying she didn't want the responsibility. And is now trying to figure out new body, how to function new body, and what to do with this damn scepter.
Which brings us to Martin.
So I'm playing Trellin Silverleaf. He's the archetype of the walking rock. He's a medium elf with a background as a tunnel halfling. And so don't ask about that. And a background as an urchin from Dragonlords. And he's got the secrets of the Earth Tree. And he's an Adept 13.
I feel like we're all having identity crises at the moment.
Right.
Inventory's fine.
Yeah.
Alchemist is fine.
True. The rest
Okay.
of us.
Up next is Sean.
I am playing Cetus, the formerly Water Ganassi, Path of the Beast, Berserker, Fishman thing. Currently Human Air Ganassi, Tempest Cleric Ranger,
Hunter Ranger.
Hunter Ranger,
In service of the god of Zerchev.
in service of the god of Zerchev and regions of newly found kingdom.
Yes.
And female.
Yeah, that too.
Could be worse.
It could be.
Could be Genrick.
Yep.
Which then brings us to AJ.
Hello, watchers. So my name's AJ. I play Merc or Makeda Aiden. He's a human bard. Was a human bard. He finds himself with less of a pulse and more of a lust recently.
I mean, he had that before, but...
More. He did, but he had more of a pulse. A merchant by trade. He previously was one to sort of hire people to do his dirty work, but you know, as he evolves and goes through this new chapter of life, like Jubilee Blues, if you've read that book, I suppose he'll look within and find out who he is moving forward.
And would you like to do the introduction for Calcrix?
I will. So we also have Calcrix in the party today. So that is the dragon with the jazz wings, child of godlike dragons or god dragons, has a coffee empire throughout the land, is well known, is more akin to first negotiating and talking with individuals before destroying individuals with powerful claws
And lightning.
on lightning. Visual representation for the room.
I don't think the cameras are on us right now.
Switching over to so you can do visual representation. There you go.
This is what Calcrix looks like. What you don't see here is Calcrix offsider, so a small fey plant-like creature named Eep. And if you looked at the two of them and racked them down to 100% dangerous, Eep would represent pretty much a large portion of that. Only Merc knows in his new form. Everyone else sees a plant, but Merc actually sees a giant darkness void.
Mm-hmm.
Holding a scepter that blows.
Online today we have Jeremy.
Good evening all, I'm playing Dimitri Dimitrios, Dinkos, that is born to a peasant family in Caldara, but has overcome his peasant leanings to, through knowledge and study, to be a sage and advisor to nobility and gods across the realm. Usually, he uses his wig of styling to cover his fiery red hair in a black, black hair, but as noted on the image, he recognised that possibly white hair enhances that contagious appearance that people are more likely to understand the wisdom.
I like the idea of Dimitri deciding to go white.
So there is some logic to it. People recognise that white hair helps indicate wisdom, so if it means that people are more likely to listen to his sage wisdom and advice, well, it's a sacrifice he's willing to make.
I have to admit, I love the interpretation of Trellin on the AI dinner.
Well, I don't know where the pickaxe comes from.
Total
You're a total
halfling.
halfling.
Oh,
Like a cuddling.
Well, okay.
It's an literal interpretation.
All right. Fair enough.
I mean, Cetus is human on that.
Yeah.
All they've kept is barbarian and ranger
Yeah.
and question marks.
They've really struggled with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like more of the energy went towards Calcris's design. which
It's
isn't
fun though,
right.
which isn't right. It's not.
And we have a representation of last session.
This one actually came out really well.
Except that Calcris is a human man.
Hey, it was free and it was done quickly.
Yeah.
The breakdown is what I like.
For those of us who can't read that, did someone go through?
So it's discussing the fact that our major focus last week was the heavy burden of responsibility, and Calcrix is now responsible for the Storm King's crown and the prophecy of you being the creator and destroyer and so on and so forth. And it gives us the three options we were discussing: destruction, alteration, or sequestering.
Right. Yep.
On the other side, it's picked up Hildren's new scepter.
Nice.
And her going, the 100% is commitment to autonomy, and the realization that, sorry guys, you're all going to probably lose your treasures.
Is that yours or yours?
It's mine, but it's linked
Is
to
it
my
tied to-
soul.
Right.
Is it tied to the body or the soul?
It's linked to my soul.
So Calcrix took guardianship of the crown.
I
and
took guardian
Children took guardianship of the scepter.
that controls all blue dragons if I so use it. And one of the things I am trying to decide is if I tune it, it means somebody else is going to have to work harder to be able to use it, but I don't want to attune it.
The reason Calcrix didn't want it and said not mine's is because whoever wields it, the blue dragons tend to not want to spend any time with them. And Calcrix is like,
Nope.
No, I need my dragon friends.
So I'm now also going to apparently be, we know that the cult of Tiamat is hunting this scepter. So I'm holding a scepter that I don't want to use, that controls the blue dragons and makes me a target of the cult of Tiamat.
In roleplay, Calcrix will whip out a little thin stone slate. Looks kind of like a business card. It's got Calcrix's details. And it says, she says, just hand this to the cult of Tiamat. And then on it says, no touchy.
I'll
By
take it.
decree of Calcrix, daughter of you know who.
I'll take it. I don't know how well it'll work, but I'll take it.
We'll add the detail on there that it's got a version of Calcrix's maternal cameo on there, which is kind of like the secret symbol for Tiamat. says you're part of a club.
Okay, so you end up not only with the scepter, but some sort of tome appears not long afterwards,
Yep.
letting you know that you have now put the rods of the 10 cities into play.
Gotta collect them all before they hit you.
As now, instead of being dormant, they are now active in the world.
Because I got the blue one.
Yep.
When appropriate. Calcrix
get
will
Oh,
do
I am going to.
more.
I am asking Calcrix to do a legend lore because
The
this
rods
is
of
10 cities.
The rods of the 10 cities.
I'm going to be looking when everything's calmed down, and in fact, I don't think Hildren cares about the fact that Merc is vampire right now. She's going to be asking Merc to consider his tales and tell me if he knows anything about this.
Merc would absolutely look back through his memories to see if he knows anything.
There was not a lot of mention of them, but there's also noted with that is that the 10 crowns of the Dragonlords are also now in play.
I'm currently adding up how many books and how much money I'm going to need. The 10 crowns of the Dragonlords.
Why do I feel like we suddenly have a new fetch quest?
And from Calcri's perspective, she feels that any sort of legend lore you may do will probably just refer to this book that you've just now been given.
So there's more information in the book. I can sit and study it?
Yes.
Cool. So we don't have to do the legend lore, I just have to sit and study the book.
Calcrix wants a copy of the book, so she'll probably legend lore it.
But before we
Or
do
she'll see if
anything,
Lore can do his book copying thing.
before we do anything else, we really need to try and do a long rest or something.
And yes, the presence of the dragon is gone as it left at the end of last session, leaving you in charge of the scepter and the crown.
Does the book have a title?
It was the Tome of the 10 Scepters.
Okay. The Tome of the 10 Cities?
Scepters.
Scepters.
Well, Hildren sees the book, sees the information, looks at the card from Calcrix, looks up in Cetus's foot, arms all like this so she can actually see stuff, looks up and goes, I need a rest.
And on the bright side, it is a picture of Hildren's body on the cover, holding the blue scepter.
Body or an image of Hildren holding the scepter?
I said a picture of Hildren's body on
Holding the scepter.
So
holding
it's
the
a
scepter.
body.
She's not in her body.
Oh, okay, so that's what you mean by saying her body.
Yes.
Yeah. Imirith
We
did
all
say
know
that it's
special.
going to pass with
And you
time.
should hyperpaste.
Imirith did say that the body swap was timed and it would
Eventually.
reverse eventually.
It didn't say when.
Nope.
And eventually for a dragon, well, hey, they live quite a long time.
Yeah, the problem with that is that Hildren and Cetus are also
Oh,
pretty
long
much
life.
as close to being immortal as you can get while still being mortal.
She's 30 odd years into a 700-year lifespan.
Yeah. And Cetus is about 180 into what is probably going to be over 1,000.
Okay, so yes, you now have the quiet of the cavern with a bit of a rumble from up above you that I'm sure Trellin remembers as the cults up there praying to one of the gods.
I'm trying to
That's
remember
right.
Which god? It was started with
Zargos.
V. Started with Z. Zargos.
Which is another name for Nyx.
That's right.
Are we friendly with that one?
We're friendly with Nyx.
Okay.
Nyx is who he technically serves.
Okay.
Calcrix is the champion of Nyx.
Okay, so we're friendly with that one.
We should be okay. Though I'm not sure we should be staying near this wellspring of entropy magic.
I'm sure from Merck's perspective, no harm's been done.
So when we first came across this well of entropy type stuff, I was busy interacting with Immortals, and Merck was exploring, I guess, the essence of
Death.
Yes. Calcrix did want to spend some time
In death.
investigating, spending time with it, because it is a representation of the god for whom she's a champion, so she wants to see if there's anything she can learn about it or learn from it. I don't have to do that in role-playing terms, but she would
You
like
do know
to.
there is a risk.
You saw what happened to
We
Merck.
see the risk.
I feel like it would sound dismissive if Calcrix said so.
The risk is it would kill you outright.
Right.
And that would be not something you would resurrect from.
I don't have resurrection magic,
So because
Even if you had some ability that says I can come back, you wouldn't come back from
which
something like
Calcrix
that.
does.
Because my brain likes to help me out in life by not remembering a damn thing from the previous session.
So if God's
Did
magic
I
consumes
already
you, it stops
have
you.
a look into this and discover all this stuff? I don't need to revisit it.
You would know it was extremely dangerous.
Right, so you saw the fact that it turned Merck into effectively a vampire.
Calcrix's kind of view on it turning Merc into a vampire is that's due to Merc's nature and
What's wrong with his nature?
no.
I know.
It's more of a case of she feels like 10 different people could go up to, say, the one scepter, and the scepter will respond 10 different ways to it. So she feels the same way about this wellspring. It will depend on the individual and how they approach it, and with what intent and all those sorts of things that they approach it that will determine the outcome. She understands that there's a very...
Put it into more simple terms. If you take as what happened to Merc as a positive interaction with the wellspring of death, then there's unlikely to have another positive reaction for quite some time.
Right, okay, so it's a case of percentages and things.
Yes.
Okay.
If it helps someone, it will not help a lot of other people in comparison.
I don't know that I took it as a positive interaction though.
He didn't
He
die
didn't die.
permanently.
Yes, but it,
Nice caveat.
you guys interpret that as a positive thing. Calcrix's view of the world is just slightly different. I'm not saying she's going to insist on
Well,
that.
no, it's more the idea, it's not so much that it's viewed as a positive thing, it's viewed as the most positive outcome available.
And the other thing is, he's actually met one of Nyx's conditions for followers. He's become an undead.
Yeah.
Considering this is centered where her worship is, it's most likely the better outcome. you can get.
I get it. You
It
guys are
wasn't-
all telling me move on, don't explore.
Though it wasn't
I'll move
Nyx.
on, I won't
It's
explore.
made the deal with.
It's not a don't explore. It's there's a danger in exploring some things.
Well,
Moving on.
I don't think, like, the impression we got, and I think Immorith said explicitly who you made the deal with, and it wasn't Nyx.
Well, Merc wouldn't know what he is, you know.
Yep.
But he'd already made a deal with August.
True.
Yeah, him and me. Bonus.
Just don't remind Hildren of this right this second. She's distracted.
Still got that mug.
You can choose to head out the passage you came in to rest out there.
I think a rest is important. I don't know how I feel about going back to the place, to the dragon city because she looks at the scepter. I don't know how they'll react.
We have to call upon the ferryman dragon to get out of here.
Horrible death.
He was waiting for us.
Horrible death is always waiting for characters.
Mm. He wasn't a blue dragon, was he?
At least we know he'll do what we want.
I haven't attuned to it. I'm not going. Well, the only reason I would attune to it is to stop somebody else from accessing its power.
Like the
Definitely
master.
blue or black. I can't remember. I think.
I like the way we're already bargaining here. We start with, I'm not going to, the only one.
It is something that I was considering, is whether I attune to it or not.
And I won't use it unless, of course, there's a reason I need to use it. But of
That's
course I
right,
won't use it.
absolutely. We're really important.
By the end of the night, she'll have blue dragons getting a cup of tea.
Yeah, I've got to get used to servants somehow.
Exactly.
She's just scared of it at the moment, and even more so now, suddenly she's put something into action that she didn't intend in any way, shape, or form. So, like, if we want to rest in here, we can. Like, I don't know that anything horrible is going to happen, but
Is this a conversation in the game?
I think this is a conversation she's having, is that I need a rest. I
I mean, it seems like we've been going a long time so far today since the last nap. Whether this is the best place to actually rest or whether there's a place nearby that would be better.
So Merc would say,
Yep.
if we're resting here, I'm not resting in this hovel. I will be bringing up magnificent mansions so we can rest in luxury.
That would be better than anything else, I think.
Okay, so a golden door appears
Golden, that is interesting.
with the symbol you remember on there of Orcus.
Okay, alright.
That makes Hildren pause.
I'll open the door.
It opens up into a palace,
Very good.
black marble with gold veins.
This sounds very on point.
You, this is how you shaped it?
Yes. Yes, it is. I invite the rest of the party in and I go and look for something to do. Bedroom, fun, someone to eat, whatever.
Someone to eat.
All the food seems to be made out of coins.
Does it smell good to me?
Yeah, gold smells delicious.
Okay.
Dimitri's not planning on going into an Orcus mansion.
Calcrix isn't going into the...
Hildren is... And she looks at looks at her body and Cetus and goes, no.
I think I would go in there willingly.
I don't know what you're going to do.
I slept in the Jelly Castle last time because I didn't want to go in there.
Okay, that's a point.
Suit yourselves. I'll eat some coins.
Trellin?
I'll just hang around outside.
And does Dimitri enter?
No, I said Dimitri's certainly not going into an Orcus mansion.
I'll find an appropriate area and set up camp. Do a little fire so that I can do some cooking, set up some tea, coffee sort of station, food books, play area to eat. She pulls out of her pocket what looks to be like this little sort of square thing, and then it pops out into a big, you know those ball pits? It's like a ball pit, which he immediately dives into. We really need to get her a plane.
Well, your sense of Eep as a giant, dark,
Void.
yes.
Endless void.
Endless void, yep.
Well,
So player talk, that's what Merc sees. He doesn't see the plant anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
He just sees this darkness, this void.
Something with more hunger than he's ever felt.
Cetus, well, I guess I now just read Merc as a threat.
I guess so.
Well, Calcris didn't go in last time, not because she didn't like the mansion or Merc's things or things like that. She just likes being outside and likes the little campfire and things.
But yes, Hildren's body are not going anywhere near the golden door of the Big O.
Are you okay with that, Cetus?
Body?
I got
Okay.
distracted by a news thing that popped up on my phone.
Dimitri's happy to be setting up the appropriate campsite, including the private character ritual, just to ensure that we're not being observed in the meantime.
So no one's watching.
Well,
So,
Calcric says the similar ritual, so
alarm spells, etc. So,
Well, Hildren would go to put up spells to protect the camp, but then realise she can't.
if Dimitri's doing that around the camp that we've started up, Calcric will offer to start some sort of food cooking. She usually tries to do some sort of casserole, variety of veggies and some protein, depending on people's likes and dislikes.
Okay. So yes, you have a long rest in the darkness.
Is anyone particularly good at cooking? Have any recipes, spices they want to contribute?
I'm a little distracted. I would have started the night trying to figure out which is more pressing, figuring out how to fight in this body or reading the book.
I really like the visualization of Carric's wearing a little chef's hat and Dimitri standing nearby telling her how to dice properly and what order to put the foods in. And she's like paying attention like he's Chef Ramsay. She don't want to be yelled at.
Well, if he's got the white hair, I'm sure it'll work out well.
Exactly, he's the knowledgeable one now.
Oh,
This isn't my character that has the security gremlin. Damn.
I would have spent the night reading the book I got. I just can't find the name of it.
It was the Book of the, what's a Book of the Void or something like that. I think she'd decide to practice fighting because I think she needs out of her head for a little bit.
I'm happy to just spend a little bit of time practicing with people. I do have to do my prayers and things like that, but that can come later in the...
Can I try to go into a rage and
I'm
see what
sure
happens?
you can try to go into a rage.
I tried to go into a rage. I'm
You're-
trying to figure out my abilities.
You look like Cetus,
And I
and you're
have.
going into a rage, and you'll play fighting, practice fighting.
I'm just trying to get into a rage.
Okay.
I don't know if I can or not.
Calcrix is going to talk smack at you to try and encourage you, so she's like, your mother rides a machine that sucks up dirt off carpeted floors.
So the book that Merc is looking for is Secrets of the Void and the Great Beyond,
That's it. I must have bought the wrong
otherwise known as the Black Tome.
Black Tie.
Her more playful insights will be, well, now Zerchev is not going to recognise you anymore. You better prove through your passion that you're dedicated to him.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we have a sort of situation with the barbarian trying to barbarian in, well, at least Hildren trying to barbarian.
Is
Am I capable of it?
Demetrius
Because you've never actually learned it.
rather than encouraging such antics, wouldn't it be better just to polymorph them back into at least their normal looking body, if it's not their real body?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I get access to my abilities again.
But you'll have arms the right length.
They might return. We don't know.
Apparently, the dragon said it would return eventually. I'm saying in the meantime,
That would be a good temporary option. The problem is that Cetus's combat style requires him to change form. So if he's polymorphed, he can't utilize that.
And in some of his abilities, if he's considered an actual natural shapeshifter, he can't be polymorphed.
See, for you, most of
Well,
my
but
fight,
then, go on.
I do a fair amount of, like, I know I'm going to be able to do a fair amount of damage as a fighter, as a berserker, without raging and stuff like that. But my spells aren't my primary tactic in fighting. Like, I use them, but I'm actually fairly good with scimitars. So if he maintains that, is that specialization and stuff still attached to the body?
Yep, that's the thing that's trained.
Yes. So you're fairly good with dual scimitars. And I'm sure I'm okay with the glaive.
Okay. But, okay, Dimitri was more aiming at the idea that Hildren would want to be polymorphed, because Hildren appears to be having a lot more concern with the body than Cetus has been.
Well, Hildren's geared towards protecting the party. The problem she has is she doesn't know how to use the body.
Yeah.
So she's going to spend the night ignoring the tome of the 10 scepters and trying to figure out how to actually use this body effectively.
Do you ask Cetus for help?
Yes, and she tries to help you with Hildren.
He'll explain that it's not really raging.
So what is it? What do I do? How do I access this?
Think about what you want to do. That isn't being angry.
Wise words, Mr. Miyagi.
Can I think about the 4 tentacles that Cetus tends to pull out to climb
Yeah,
the ceiling?
you cannot do anything but think about them. They're just there in your brain right now.
Are they there on my body?
Yep.
They're always there.
I thought that... No?
Think about the tail. Do the
Okay.
tail.
I think about the stingray tail.
Okay. Yes, you're thinking about that right now.
Does it appear? So I can't access your berserker stuff. I guess I can still hit things?
And then try doing the horns. That one's not tied to the class specific mechanic.
Okay, I try doing the horns.
You can stick your fingers up like that.
Okay, no. How about you try,
That guy's lightning bolt.
I mean, that's possible, but...
You say the word lightning bolt and go, lightning bolt, lightning bolt.
I was going to start with something small, like, you know...
While I'm getting
Druidcraft.
images from Spider-Man of, run on! What out?
This is literally what we've got Hildren and Cetus doing the Spider-Man scenes.
Yep. So, is anyone actually looking at the Tomb of the 10 Scepters at the present for the evening?
Does that
No.
mean,
If you would like to, you're
Dimitri certainly will, if it's available to read.
I know that.
it is, I'm sure Dimitri and Calcrix can sit and read it.
But Sean, as a player, doesn't do magic. Cetus does have Druidcraft as a spell.
Well, you know how to do Druidcraft. Can you do it in my body?
Probably not.
Technically, if your body can do it.
Yeah, my body can do Druidcraft.
Did you actually learn Druidcraft?
I have it as one of my
In
cantrips.
which case, then yes, it would work.
Okay.
Okay, so now try getting a light. Just like a little light to appear in your hand.
Basically, if you can do it in your normal body, you can do it in Hildren's body, if Hildren's body can also do it.
But anything else? I think that's like the only overlap we have.
Probably. Unless you have, like, vine whips and stuff like that.
Nope. So Druidcraft is about the only overlap we have.
Yeah.
Well, there is one other overlap, but we'll talk about that at the end of the long rest.
But hey, he's calling on the power of Serchef to do it.
Yep. Is my tattoo glowing?
Yes. With a different colour.
What color is my... It's normally like lightning.
It's a sort of sickly green at the moment.
Don't do that again, please. That looks wrong. No. So we get just a montage of Hildren and Cetus trying to figure out how to function in their bodies.
I feel like this is a montage that was inevitable.
I feel like it's the start to that whole family merger thing you have going on.
Oh yeah, we've had it.
Yeah, and then you sort of see in the background you've got Calcrix and Dimitri looking at the book, talking about it. You've got the montage of Merc in his mansion with all his servants around him, sitting at the table, just looking around with no one else there with him.
Reading my book.
Flipping coins into his mouth.
That's a question. How did you have any were you hit points down?
No, not full hit points.
And what is Trellin doing while they're doing all this?
Well, so I have climbed up to just short of the Nyx or Zargos.
We do still want to have a rest.
I don't. So when I have a trance, I don't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
it's the same for me now, apparently.
So I'm having a look at Nyx / Zargos and getting a feel for that action. Are they sending something or whatever?
Seems to have just been a holy ritual.
Okay. All right.
So at the end, if we get through the long rest,
By the time you head up there, most of them are sounding more drunk than legible.
All right.
You do start to hear some people going by Gorm.
Okay, I'll climb down and join the rest of the party.
Martin,
Mm-hmm.
I've looked at Dimitri's spell list or his ritual list. One of the items in there, one of the lists is inscribed rune, which is obviously not a standard spell from the books. But the main point I'm looking for is copying down the runes that are on the ice shard, and if the others are happy to let me review their items as well.
A point for that
Copying
one,
down
Jeremy.
those runes?
To be able to inscribe those runes, you have to go through the ritual to learn the rune as dictated by Odin.
Okay.
You have to sacrifice a constitution point permanently per rune.
Oh, okay.
ouch.
Because so it's looking at two listed rituals: inscribed rune and no rune. So I couldn't find where they were actually explained.
So
But,
no rune is the thing that will allow you to actually learn a rune from Odin, which is the equivalent of hanging from the world tree and having an eye ripped out. Is basically his way of giving mortals the access to runes. Is you go through a horrific ordeal and you're given a rune, not the one you've asked for, because he never gives anyone what they ask for.
So it's obviously the sort of thing you do 3 times before breakfast. Okay.
But once you've actually gained the rune, then you can inscribe that on whatever the hell you like. So the more time to inscribe it, the more likely you may incur the wrath of everyone else who's got access to that rune, because you can actually break the rune.
Okay.
And when you break the rune, you break it for everyone. But only those who actually have gone through the ritual to know the rune can actually inscribe it properly. Other people can learn to do a semi version of it, but they can't actually do a permanent version.
Okay. Well, obviously the main problem is as a a first circle runologist, is definitely keen on viewing these runes, if you can't necessarily do anything more with them right now. That's fine.
But it would definitely be your character's interest to scribe them all down and note down anything you learn about them, because
Exactly.
that will all come in handy for you to be able to figure out how to safely activate them without going explosion away and feeling like your Team Rocket.
Good hunt. Apparently we might lose them, although, as I say, technically we shouldn't lose them until we don't return the scepter, or officially don't return the scepter, but we didn't say how long it would take to return it, so...
all our magic. You
Just don't go back to the Storm Queen's...
Sky Pennant and so on and so forth.
There we go, and hey, we're still on the job, man. Don't worry about it, we'll get there.
What's the worst that can happen?
But in the meantime, we might want to find the other 9 runes, apparently. Or the other 9 scepters.
Well, that's part of what I want to read the book and figure that out later, but I really felt the need to test out the body. I think she's going one problem at a time.
Yep, absolutely.
When-
Recognise the state of the world at the moment, yep. Let's deal with this week's apocalypse.
Yep. It's a monster of the week thing.
Okay, so things that you have learnt about the scepters overnight is the scepter you have is called the Corlinor scepter. And
Corlinor?
Yep.
I'll get the spelling of you from it later.
And it was the one that is connected to the Worm Skull Throne. There's a good chance that the others are all connected to their own artifact, because the dragons like to, have interconnected things.
Like
And
the 10 crowns.
the main reason that there was no domination of dragons was they were also missing the crown. There was no way Emirates was going to give the Storm King the crown of the Blue Dragons.
So you need the crown and the scepter to dominate.
Well, you need the crown to safely use the scepter.
You need the crown to what?
Safely use the scepter.
To, so, okay.
The third scepter, known as the Barakur scepter, is held by the dwarves in the Shadowlands.
Is that up north?
Shadowlands, in this case, normally refers to underground, but it could also be north or south, because they like to be obscure.
Yeah,
Okay.
it could be the ones we're looking at on Friday,
Yeah.
or it could just be underground.
No worries.
And by giving multiple areas the same name, it makes it very hard for you to go, I know exactly where that is.
So is the blue one, are we calling the blue one the first, or?
You believe that yes, that is the first one. You don't know the colours of the others because they don't specify what colour they are.
So the first is the blue, the third is
In the
Baccarat?
Shadowlands.
Baccarat.
Yep. The fourth Dragonlord is held by the red dragon Shavanathor. A really long conglomeration of words that go into a name that doesn't make sense.
Yep.
But it's the red dragon.
But how big is the dragon?
Big enough that no one's been able to take it from him.
Okay.
Okay, so the High Scepter is last seen on the Isle of Dawn.
Isn't that where the master just passed through?
No, the Isle of
Oh,
Dawn
that's
is
where
what
the-
separates Alphatia and Theatis in their
The-
current
the-
war.
Yeah, where the...
Where there's an old civilization that had some contact with the space cat, wasn't it?
No, that's the Isle of Dread.
So is the High Scepter the fifth?
The Isle of Dawn
But
is...
the island had the labyrinth and stuff like that, didn't it?
there is a labyrinth in there, but the space cats don't spend a lot of time there.
It's currently being surrounded by Alphatians, Galantries, Galantrians?
No, Thiatans.
Thiatans and Northern Reaches.
It's literally in the centre of the war between Alphasia and Thyasha. So,
So we've got 1, 3, 4. Is the High Scepter 5th?
And Ariadne?
So is Rhiannon right? We're now on a collection quest.
You can be.
well, we've still got other things to be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well that's why I was.
Then to help with that, the sixth one, the known as the Kazar Scepter, was last seen in the Sea of Dread, which is where you'll find the Isle of Dread and many other wonderful things.
Is that near the Mount Dread?
It is technically, as it's south of it, the entire sea region south of Mount Dread is technically the Sea of Dread.
Leading to the Isle of Dread, way to the south.
Have we got the second? Did we
You do not.
No, okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure that wasn't a mistake.
The eighth one is the Torglor Scepter, said to be in the hands of the Worm Speaker of the Wormstead Academy. No context.
What was it? The Worm
Speaker.
Worm Speaker of the
Wormstead Academy.
Wormstead Academy.
A name you'd never heard of before.
Right.
But Kelcrix probably knows.
The ninth one, the Iltok Samarin Scepter, is lost in Norwald. Another rather large region of space.
Yeah.
So the first scepter, also known as the Coral Scepter, as it's referred to, being blue, seems to be made out of blue coral.
Cool. So we don't have any information on the 2nd, the 7th, or the 10th.
You know?
Okay. I
And
feel
the
like
information we do have on the ones that is fairly of limited use, mostly.
yeah, and some of them I don't think I want to go get. Yeah, I don't know.
And it said that in each scepter is the soul of the dragon it controls.
I mean, to me, it's something that, from our initial goals, the scepters are irrelevant in the sense of going off on wild goose chases for these things is not likely to necessarily enhance Blanchery Darrakan's capability against the Master, unless, as noted, the fact that you've now got one of the scepters has activated the other 9, and that therefore someone else gets hold of them and
Sorry, buddy.
wants to use them with a less pure motives than Hilda.
That's the concern. And even before we had found out about the 10 scepters now being in play, the main concern wasn't, well, I want to use this to work against the Master or whatever. It was, how do I stop this from becoming an issue?
Oh, absolutely, no, that's right. So, and I mean, as long as the scepters remain lost, then
And the crowns.
we're all good. And the crowns, yep.
We should be fine, but
So I guess I'm leaning towards
ignore it for now.
going for more concrete goals, and if they appear, then we deal with it.
Yeah, it's not like I wanted to go on a wild goose chase. It was more that what I want is a way of handling this without endangering the party or anybody else.
Yeah.
Though come morning, the 10th scepter, known as the Xantharin Scepter, is listed as in the hands of the Master's right hand.
The what? The Zen.
The Xantharin Scepter.
that's now apparently active.
Of the master's right hand.
Yep.
So it's just become a deal and something to consider.
Admittedly, if it's powerful enough, and because do we know who the master's right hand is?
You do not. Otherwise, you believe the name would have dropped.
Yeah, that's right. But it was more the idea of that.
It means his name is not, his or her name is not recorded anywhere or,
Yeah.
or known beyond that title.
Because I'm just thinking of the idea that, hey, possibly that opens the potential for division within the master's ranks.
My
If the
other
right
concern,
hand suddenly becomes powerful enough to challenge the master,
my other major concern is this tome appeared because I suddenly have this scepter. Does that mean the other scepters come with a tome and we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people who know that the blue scepter is in my hands?
and the master's right hand probably knows a lot more about the scepter that was in his hand that might have just been a random curio that he'd hung over the mantelpiece.
Yep, and the master's right hand probably knows a little bit about us. And it's not like I'm unknowable. And yeah, there's a sovereign state that is founded by me that is suddenly very vulnerable.
Well, you do believe that there's a possibility the scepter in the master's right hand has been in use the entire time.
Well, that would make sense considering he has powers over dragons.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it may just be rumour that all dragons automatically fall under his control, when in fact it's actually only been dragons of a certain colour or type.
And the question is he doing it without a crown and thus unsafely, or have they got both? And I think that makes more of a threat.
But again, either way, it's probably not something we can actually do anything about.
No.
Because we can't actually get there to deal with it directly.
In a more immediate thing, if we finish the long rest, Cetus and I both have premonition. I usually get the card, the vision, and Cetus usually gets a dice roll.
Okay.
How does that work in our new bodies?
You get a dice roll and you get a try?
That's what I'm wondering, or does it follow my mind?
Technically, you may end up with both. Who knows? Let's see if I can remember where they ended up.
Or you get the one that goes with the body, but you get disadvantage to interpret it.
Do you need help finding your legs or anything?
I found them.
I tried to put them somewhere discoverable.
Just that we had to keep them away from cats because of cats.
Yes. I like that. Because of cats.
Unless, of course, Cetus would want to know our fate.
I mean, I want to do a card. Go on.
So do we both get a card?
You both get a card.
Okay, cool.
You do realise if there's a deck of cards being pulled out anywhere that even carpets have lined up for one automatically. I don't know what the line is for. It's just cards.
Okay, so I will start off with children. How many cards down?
20.
Okay.
Right on the kneecap.
They do that.
Okay, so do I
Reverse.
just look it over? Okay, so I will do the reverse of it. Okay, so that's an interesting one to pull out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the reversed aberration.
Yeah, that's what I am. What you are.
Yep.
Okay, so something about aberrations is really going to mess with your day today.
Oh yeah.
No kidding.
I think when she wakes up with that, she's like, nada.
And Sean, how many cards down would you like to go?
Has a question before. Do we wake up back in our own bodies?
We'll do the cards first, and then I'll tell you.
Let's do 7 down.
And we
No. Depending on how they go, you both wake up in the same body and the other body remains inert.
So, reversed or flipped?
Let's flip it.
Okay. And apparently you got exactly what Jeremy was talking about, the corpse.
You have a crystal ball, do you, Jeremy?
Hey, these cards really are prophetic sometimes.
Oh,
I feel
I
like
love
every
doing this
time the
because-
card has actually been like
yep, and it's not just Martin adjusting to match the card. Like, they actually...
the cards have always been like somehow related to what we're doing.
Okay, so yes, apparently some sort of corpse is going to really be involved in your day. Whether positive or negative, it's sort of unknown.
So eat lines up.
Eep lines up.
14.
I'm sure Eep can have a card pop up for Eep.
She's
Not that Eep really gets a prophecy, but
No. You could literally give her a blank piece of paper. Or a piece of paper with a stick figure on it. It will be happy.
so would Eep have reversed or just flipped?
I don't know. I have to ask.
Does it
Reverse.
taste different either way?
Okay,
It's a
so
tiny rubber chicken.
if Eep pulls a card, it's a
That
monstrosity.
is adorable.
Oh, seriously?
What did it get?
Monstrosity.
Ape is looking at this not as a prophecy. She doesn't want any kind of divination. This is just a really cool picture she gets to look at and makes her happy.
So we have something about aberrations is going to mess with my day. Some sort of corpse is going to be involved in Cetus's day.
Okay, so when you both open your eyes in the morning after your divination sort of thing happens, you notice that if you look out of your eyes, you're getting double vision.
I was going to say, does Calvary skip her divination or is she going to skip it?
Is yours a dice or a...
I believe it's a card, but I would have to go and look for it. I don't mind if you guys keep doing your thing. I just was going to get my dinner.
So you both have double vision where everything just seems weird as you've like got everything imposed over the top of each other.
So we're seeing through each other's eyes.
We're seeing through both sets of eyes.
And you look at both sets of eyes at the same time.
You believe you are, yeah.
How close were you physically together?
Not that close.
See how-
so it's really weird.
No.
See what sort of what's the word I'm looking for? The variation in the angle when you look at the same thing.
If I think, not say, what now? Does Cetus hear my thought?
You have no idea.
I just want to lift up my right hand and see if it's whose hand it is.
Yep, you see two hands. And for some reason your left hand's been lifted up. And you're looking at it. And for some reason you're crying.
I'm not crying, I'm
Well,
just
this
like...
is going to be a weird conversation. Reading Lorelai.
Are we like occupying the same space, or is like
Nope.
when one hand is raised, the other hand is raised as well?
Everyone can see the two bodies are copying each other.
So, is it the right hand and the left hand?
No, both right hands.
Right.
This is weird.
And when they say that, you hear "this is weird" come out in stereo from both.
How's this gonna work? I try to cast light on my hand.
Okay. You see both seem to be going to cast light, but only one of them succeeding. And the other one's grabbing its head, and then both of them grabbing its head.
Oh yeah.
Have we heard each other's thoughts at any point?
Nope.
Nope. So, Cetus,
Yeah.
how are we going to deal with this one?
Very carefully.
You try lifting the left hand, and I will try pushing the left hand down, and we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah.
Okay, both of you get to make a will saving throw.
This is the next morning after the long rest,
Yep.
is it? Merc's come out. And he's just like,
You come out just in time for entertainment.
great. This is going to be interesting watching one of them trying to go to the toilet.
I use my mental stats, right?
Yep.
And spinner.
24.
There's a stronger will.
I was going to say, you guys might need new clothing made for all these new monstrous bits. Was it a hand, did you say? Or eyes?
No, whenever they raise a hand, both hands raise.
Oh, okay, so it's lack of control over their body, not new body parts.
No, we see through both sets of eyes. We're both in control of both bodies.
I see.
We're not communicating by thought, so anything, the only conversation we have, you're getting in stereo.
Yeah. We've got to tie your legs together. You'll be a three-legged race for the day.
I misheard
Thought about.
under the thing. So is Dimitri participating in this three-legged race?
Though you do realise if they both move their right leg, they're just going to fall over.
Yeah.
That's right. That's why Dimitri was perfectly happy to encourage him. So,
With save.
16.
24. Hand goes down.
Yep. And then you feel pain.
Ah!
So, just lie down and wait it out.
We don't know how long this is going to be.
I want to try something stupid. Just because I want to see
Tell
what
me
happens
what-
when I do it.
Tell me before you do it.
I want to try picking up Hildren using the tentacles.
Okay.
Assuming I can see Hildren's body.
Wait a
somewhere
minute.
else.
Hildren has the tentacles, right? Because Hildren's in.
We're both
in each other's bodies. There is no Hildren has the... Cetus and Hildren have the tentacles.
Two bodies, one
Okay.
mind, essentially, except just two minds.
Okay.
Two minds, two bodies, but same control.
You see
This is
the
confusing.
tentacles wave
Yes.
out as well as Hildren's body doing a very weird sort of gesture.
But you can't grab the other body.
Can I pick her up?
Technically, yes, you can.
But it looks like Hildren's trying to pick something up at the same time.
Yes.
Both of them are doing exactly the same gesture.
This is disconcerting.
I'm trying to think of a way for us to be able to move around without having to worry about the location of both bodies.
I feel like...
yeah, well, that's Dimitri will, if you want to, he'll do a ritual floating disc, and you can go sit on the disc together for the day.
I was going to say I can levitate, but I would still look like I'm walking on air.
Yeah, the problem comes
And I
with
wouldn't
that.
necessarily move. I would just be doing it in space.
Yeah, when we both move, we're both going to move at the same time, so we have to both sit on the disc.
But the idea being, if you sit on the floating disc, then neither of you have to actually move.
Or if I just carry her,
But
in a
it's-
way where she's not going to be constantly kicking me in the back of the head.
Except for the fact that that'll probably put you in constant pain, because if you're trying to carry her, she's also trying to carry you, but obviously won't be able to, just like you couldn't put the hand up, cause pain when she was pushing it down.
Seems that whatever the other body can't do causes both bodies pain.
So the idea is that
Is this
if you
a
have
new
a
choice?
independent mechanism movement,
We will
then
not.
just stay still for the day.
Most likely a continuation of the previous curse.
I think that the floating disc might be the best option.
So did me picking Did picking her up with the tentacles cause pain?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I was trying to see if using limbs that you don't have worked.
Because the body without the limbs is trying to use limbs that don't exist, so it's currently having phantom pains.
I mean, we could do the
That's
floating
not real
disc.
pain. You can live through this.
So when I cast light,
Mm-hmm.
did it cause pain?
Yes.
Because, okay. So let's just hope that we don't get into a fight.
Or it's like, bang, ow, bang, ow.
Because
Well, if you get into a fight, you could probably make a perfect shield
I
wall
used two
together.
swords.
If I have one of them, you just both have one sword each.
Yeah, and move in perfect sync.
Yeah?
Oh, we can try. Would you like to do a little bit of form work to see if it works?
Yeah.
But you
Okay.
can practice while you're floating on the disc and we keep moving.
Where are we?
We don't even know where we're going yet.
Technically, if you want to work well, you'd have to have someone else position the body so you're at least facing the same direction.
And somebody has to take one of my scimitars and give it to...
You just drop it on the ground and then other
Is this
body
where
walks over and
Calcrics
picks it up.
look at each other and think life-size pockets? Or we could do reduce down to tiny size and then get lifelike puppets.
And build a sandcastle for them to play in.
I'm really skilled at marionettes.
I think I'm distracted enough about what's going on that I'm not paying any attention to that. So, I think Hildren's body draws a scimitar and
then feels
Cetus's-
pain.
He can mimic drawing, like he can make the action.
You can, yes, but there's nothing to actually do.
Ugh.
Have you communicated this to the rest of the group?
I suggest Dimitri's idea.
We're not talking mentally, so all of this conversation is happening out loud.
Calcrics will get you guys to pause. She'll offer to try to do I'm guessing it's going to be a greater restoration to see whether or not she can.
Probably have to be removed curse.
Could be removed curse.
I have removed curse, but
Well, I have
I
a
don't.
feeling if
No.
you cast it on yourself that this might end in disaster.
I'm going to suspect you'd have to cast it on both bodies at the same time.
You think
the
it's
problem
curse
is
or-
also where the curse comes from. Like, it's quite a powerful.
And hey, the curse might be what changes things every day. And you might be stuck like this forever. No more curse.
Dimitri, put a floating disc like equal distance between both of us.
The previous evening.
But the problem
No,
is
no,
if we can't
because
approach it this way.
Dimitri just create the disc,
Both walk
and
across.
then Krellin,
Sure.
you just stay still, Krellin lifts you and places you on the disc. But if you just lie down,
That's right.
flat,
Can we sit at least? I don't feel like the need to lie down.
well, you can pair up and you can, while you're lying down next to each other, I'm sure you can coordinate your sitting up together more easily.
Okay.
I sit cross-legged.
So I
Okay.
lift you up,
And what was
lift you up.
Calcrics trying to say?
Previous evening, I did mention that Calcrics was going to do her regular prayers.
Mm-hmm.
She was intending for a previous session to ask the Great One about Imra's blessing on her fellow party members, and seek his advice about if she tries to help, will that make the situation a whole lot worse? Or is there some insight or support she can give to them that might bring about a
More favourable outcome?
a more practical outcome, even if you can't change it.
Okay, so from your wording, you get the impression of the equivalent of being a cheerleader with pom-poms to make them feel good about their situation. But leave it completely up to them to solve.
Okay, cool.
Because, hey, I'm sure gods and curses are there for a reason.
She thought this would probably be the case, but she just wanted confirmation before she left them to their fate.
Plus, I'm sure that it would also be noted down. It would probably entertain you greatly while they're trying to figure it out.
To be honest, she's not the kind of personality to be entertained by other people's. It would be funny were it a very temporary thing, but this seems to be a long, ongoing thing that has.
It's been less than 24
I
hours.
was going to say, it's been less than 24 hours.
And they've already had some improvement.
Well, we've had a change.
Now they're actually attached to their own bodies again.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have control of our own
That's
bodies
very
again.
good.
It's just we both have control of our own
Yeah.
bodies.
Anyway, I'll leave you guys be.
Yeah, no, that works.
With my adept speed, can I push the
Yep.
thing?
You can.
You don't need to push it.
Oh, okay.
Dimitri, it's casted at the level, and it's casted with a 10-foot diameter disc. But yep, they can sit at front, Dimitri will sit behind, and we all just hover along.
Okay. Cool. I can do a flying carpet. But
Can I roll an insight check to see if I can figure out what Immortals is trying to teach me?
Sure.
Learning how to deal with your most unruly assets.
That's not you.
Well, yeah, as a ruler,
dice.
it's an opportunity to have a full understanding of your capability, of your
Oh, a D6
subordinate
and a D20.
capabilities.
Oh. That one.
This one?
Yeah, matching D20 in the corner.
Vaguely appropriate. They're the Caleb dice. So, 27.
Okay, having some sort of insight. Well, after practicing to get used to the bodies all night, you realize you were given a book that may have held instructions that the others were talking about.
Oh.
It's something to do with the wand, the scepter? So the Tome of 10 Scepters is what I'm thinking about.
Yep. If you're wondering what Imras's goal was.
Considering Dimitri and I have read.
What's the lesson? Because Immorth said I had to learn lessons.
Mm-hmm.
And the lessons are in the book,
You
from
don't,
my insight.
well, you would expect that the book would lead to the lessons, not necessarily be the lesson.
Okay.
And really are the dragons that open, and what they say that it would be a lesson would be written down.
Okay. Does anyone have a book that Cetus can hold? I would like to read my 10 Scepters book. Does anyone have something that Cetus can hold so I can do this without pain?
Well, as I said, you're floating along at the moment on the disc with Dimitri
Yeah.
directly behind you. Dimitri can hold the book between you.
Calcrix is going to make a copy of the book.
Yep.
I'm just gonna
Would she have done
get an
that
audio.
then?
You don't have to read it. You just have to be able to turn pages.
No, just give it to Dimitri. He'll read it out loud for us.
See this.
No, he can hold the book. You don't have to read it.
If not, that's
Either one.
Technically, you can make a copy of the book at the instant you copy it. But you did notice that words changed in the book overnight.
Yeah. But if
But
I
the only problem with Dimitri holding the book for you is that he'll probably kind of turn the page a bit faster than you guys are reading.
And what was Calcrick saying?
Hildren wanted to just have a book.
It would
Calcrix
count as a
figures
book, yes.
A book that at least covers some of the subject matter might also allow Cetus to have the enlightenment and the reflection.
Well, he will anyway because he'll be seeing the original book. It's just that what she's thinking is Cetus needs to be able to hold something and flip pages.
Does Calcrix have a blank book?
Yeah, she has lots of other books.
Could you give me one of the blank ones, just so that there isn't multiple words overlapping each other?
That's
Sure.
the other thing. So yes, if we manage to make it so that it's not going to cause us epic pain every time I try to turn a
And
page.
you do manage to start reading the book just as you reach the end of their cabin. As I believe you were heading out at that stage. Was that where Dimitri was taking
before
people?
we head off places, have we talked about what we're doing next?
Well,
Not
let's have a
really.
look at the list of 10.
No, while you guys talk about that, I'm just going to duck to the bathroom.
The
We're gonna
10
report back.
crowns or rods of rulership.
Before we go diving after the new shiny things, I'm fairly sure Rhiannon has notations of the major quest that we're undertaking. I have a feeling this was a side quest, and I have a feeling that there's a bigger quest we might have been.
We were working
Oh.
Or
on.
have we finished?
We were working on getting the Storm King's crown to return to the giants. We were given that by Redrian.
Okay, so we don't have.
But the reason we were doing that was to get the giants on
On our
side.
side.
So have we reported back to Redrian?
I don't think we've
progress?
reported yet because I
So-
don't think any of us felt comfortable doing that in the
Mm.
Wellspring of Death.
Maybe that should be our goal for today, is to leave the cabin and reporting to Redrian
Because
rather than start looking at.
technically we've picked up the two relics we were after. But technically we also can't give them to the people we were going to give them to.
So I think reporting into Redrian after we get to where we consider a safe place to do that, because Redrian might have a particular rod that he wants us to go after, or a crown,
Yeah,
or...
reporting into Redrian makes sense to me.
Sure.
Sorry, Hildred is a little distracted at the moment.
I've got no objection to running up after the stars and things, but
No.
normally we
She
do work under
She doesn't
Redrian's
necessarily want to do that immediately.
guidance.
And she doesn't think it's a good idea to go on a particular quest when we're in the state we're in. But like when it comes to the goals we had set out to do,
Indiana Jones.
we were getting the crown
Oh, yeah,
to help.
That's okay.
We were getting the crown in order to try and get the giants on our side.
Yep.
As part of that, we were tasked by the queen now of the storm giants to return the scepter.
Yes.
We've discovered that we can't do either.
Well, so we had this discussion about what we actually promised to the giants, and I did look it up last session, and I was able to confirm. We promised we would find out what would happen to her father,
Which
So
we did.
we didn't say that. We said
I
that
wasn't
if
there
we
for
could-
that agreement. It's the Hill Giants one that I remember.
Yes, and we also said with them that if it may not be possible, we said if it was possible, we would return the parts to them. They did understand that it might not be something that we could do. So I think maybe we need to, if it's not safe to use the staff here, to contact Redrian. We need to travel to a point where it's safe to use the staff, reporting to him, and I think we need to get back to both giants and tell them what happened, rather
Or
than
not.
running off on another quest.
I know.
We
Play
could
it all.
destroy it, so that's my
Destroy what?
option. Destroy the king, the crown of the Storm
No,
King.
we already
solved that.
resolved that.
We also know that
Calcrix is taking
what it
guardianship
needs.
of the crown.
What?
Last session.
we sorted out last session.
the oath is that Calcrix is taking responsibility for the crown.
Yeah.
Because you'd also been worried that if you destroyed the crown, you might wipe out all the giants in one go.
That was something that came up.
Yeah. The only thing I think we've got left to do, and I'm sure GM will correct me, is we need to tell the giants the outcome of.
We need to report into Redrian first.
Well,
We don't need to tell the giants immediately.
Why are we avoiding talking to the giants?
Calcrix
Well,
is taking
because we're not going to give them the answer they want.
Calcrix is taking responsibility for the crown. It doesn't mean that the crown's journey has ended.
Am I wrong? Do we know the giants are going to be upset at our answer?
You have no idea.
Yeah, they might be relieved.
Quite possible.
Yeah.
They also don't know the powers of the crown because the Storm King never told anyone.
So,
But the point is, we have a lot of other things we can also be doing. That means that, hey, yep, we're still working on that crown business. Yep, we'll get back to you when we can.
Avoiding our responsibility and our duty.
I think the first step is to check in with Rodrian.
Yes.
I think the first step is to get you two operational before we go near potentially angry giants.
Yeah, I mean, there's that.
Yeah, that's...
2 of our tanks are currently non-functional. I mean, Calcrix is fully capable of tanking herself, but we're still basically out of commission.
We're just gonna spin. We'll be fine.
Just hold weapon and spin.
Like a Beyblade.
It's something we can both do. It doesn't affect which weapon we're holding. Spin.
I think your targeting might be off. Work would run.
Well, I'm pushing it, so
Well,
that's
At
risky
the moment,
for
we're
me.
okay.
I mean, if we get into combat, just
Right.
spin.
But before we do anything else, reporting into Redrian and getting his advice on what we should do. Because while we may not know how the giants are going to react, I don't think they're going to react as nicely as we would like them to.
I don't know why we're projecting onto the giants this much.
I don't know. Maybe it's worth it, but I think our first port of call is Redrian.
It would also be worth noting they were more interested in the scepter than they were in the crown.
They were,
The Storm King, the Storm Giants.
Yes.
and I think we got to give them more credit as well. The
Why?
matrons have shown maturity and good judgment.
It's not the matrons involved at the moment.
That's who we're reporting back to.
Not for the Storm.
You're reporting back to the current Queen of the Storm Giants, who is the youngest child of the Storm King that's suddenly come into power, having been received advice from Immortals, which turned out to be someone who was opposed to the Storm Giants' interests.
So, a slight correction there. She hasn't come into power. She's been put in as a regent, and the reason she needed us to discover what happened to her parents was because until they had a definitive answer of are mum and dad alive or dead, no one could actually fill the role in the Storm King court.
Either way, she's not a matron.
Yeah. But it's also the fact that, yes, that's right, but we did that, then, as soon as that news was made, or even slightly before that news was made, Immortals ran off with the Rod of the Dragons, which was believed to be one of the ruling emblems of the Giants, and so therefore she sent us to try and, hey, can you go and get the Rod for me? Because, hey, I seem to have misplaced it in my new powers, new responsibilities. So, again, you're talking about someone who is very immature in their knowledge and understanding of the ruling, and potentially very unpredictable. Definitely not one of the matrons of the Giants.
So we're dealing with 2 different groups. The Hill Giant matron, who we were dealing with the Storm King's crown, the matrons might be more reasonable considering what they've gone through, and they seem to be acting in a more... mature is not what I want to say, but you know what I mean, a more reasonable fashion than they used to.
Probably go with more enlightened.
Enlightened.
Well, they're the bottom of the giants.
Yeah, but the Hill Giant matron is the one who sent us on the quest. It
Originally.
as a representation of all the matrons. The Storm Giant matron no longer exists. The Storm Giant Queen, and I wasn't here for the session that we got the commission to go after the scepter, is the one who wants the blue dragon scepter.
just want to
matron.
confirm something from GM's perspective. Has Calcrix seen or experienced anything with any of the giants she's dealt with so far that has suggested that they're not behaving reasonably? The Storm King daughters, the
You'd probably say
The giants.
the Storm King's daughter trusting the party was rather unreasonable on her part.
but
Putting faith in the party was not something you would have expected.
Yeah. So I'm not seeing something that would tell me that there's a big danger signal to go back to them. This is just me talking as a player. I'm just asking Martin from
that
my
would be
character's
the-
perspective, do I have any reason to...
That would be the one that you would trust the least, because she technically has no reason to have trusted the group, and the fact that if you weren't with the group, you don't think they would have been trusted at all.
Right.
So from Calcrick's perspective, Imrith was a spy in amongst these giants.
Puppet master is the better term.
What's that one?
Puppet
Puppet
master.
master is
Puppet
the better
master.
term.
Yeah.
And took the scepter and ran.
Yeah.
Calcrix knows that. Would Calcrix see that as not trusting of these giants and more trusting of that dragon, or not so much?
No, Calcrix doesn't... If it came down to it and Imrith would refuse to cease interfering in the giants' affairs,
Mhm.
Calcrix would have forced the issue. The giants deserve autonomy. She's been fighting for autonomy. Imrith can't sit in the background and puppet master them.
But
All things over.
Imrith, the whole reason everything happened is because Imrith actually ended the puppet mastery.
At the same time, Imrith's intentions probably wasn't to enslave them, etc. And
Hang on.
From-
Imrith, and remember, Imrith and Doom of the Desert were the same entity.
yeah.
She was in control for thousands of years, potentially.
So from Calcrix's perspective, a lot of dragons that are involved with giants in this age, some of them definitely have selfish intentions. They want servitude, they want power. Others of them have good intentions, but they may be going about it in a way that Calcrix would disagree with their methods, such as puppet mastering as a spy from behind the scenes. It's not very transparent, it's not very upfront. It's like, yes, I get that you're trying to make these people's lives better. From a certain perspective, the Lady of the Deep and the Titan giant, who have imprisoned the Storm King giant unconscious, they've technically abducted that guy, but they're doing so to prevent a despot from ruining a nation and genociding a bunch of people and so on. So, everyone's got their reasons for doing everything sort of thing. Every villain thinks they're their hero.
True.
Her only point right now is that from her standpoint, she gets that the party don't agree with her, so she's not going to force the issue. She's already decided, based on what everyone said so far, that she'll let them do whatever it is that they decide to do. She's just put in that from her perspective, we've got no reason to believe that they're going to be unreasonable. Either way, whether they're going to react good, bad, or the other, as a responsible person quested by Regrian to do this task, a part of that task is to report back to the daughter and tell her what happened to her parents, if anything, just so that she knows.
She does know.
We've already done that.
Oh, we have done that?
You did that.
Yeah.
What you haven't done is said what happened to the scepter.
Okay, alright. Well, that's where my absolutely break memory means that I revisit this stuff and I need people to say, clearly,
So-
we've done this shit, you've forgotten it.
And I'm going to give Hildren and Cetus a insight roll.
So if we've done this shit, I'm happy to just, we've done this shit and I didn't remember.
Because the other thing is, you're talking to somebody who has grown up being victimized, like grown up fighting trolls and giants. and whose experience with the hill giant is the hill giant siding with basically the nightmare enemy of
I
her people.
honestly have no memory that we have already told the giants. And I'm sorry, it does mean
It's okay.
I do revisit subjects.
You gain some items out of that part of the story.
Yeah.
And Calcrix has a few in reserve.
Apologise, I'm
Okay.
happy to put that down and then just move on.
11.
11?
Oh no.
29.
It's a book.
Yeah, it's blank.
29.
Oh no, there's lots of words everywhere and they keep moving.
Yeah.
Because I'm reading faster than you. 29.
29. Okay, so as you're reading it, the words do change, which make it very confusing. But it seems that you have started a quest. You have accepted the scepter. And there is now a countdown until you find the crown.
Oh god.
Which crown? This
No, not that god.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
There's another crown?
So we need to
There's
find
the crown of the blue dragons.
Okay, so the 10 crowns of the Dragonlords and the 10 separate scepters.
You are now
matching
on the
pairs.
path to being the Dragon Lord of the Blue Dragons.
That's just what I wanted.
I'm probably looking into this way too much, but I feel like Cetus is supposed to be the first dragon you control.
Entirely possible.
Which is why you are now in control of him.
Oh. And we don't necessarily know that you can overpower me in a wisdom battle.
No, I definitely can't.
So
I have +1 to wisdom.
I have a +11 to any wisdom save.
Yeah.
50-50 chance of doing it. Not quite there. It's I roll very high, I roll very low. Oh, I might win. I think you have to roll 12 higher, or is it no?
I have to roll. Yeah.
Yeah, so I pretty much have to roll a nat
Hang on.
1 or something.
I think we hadn't mentioned wisdom save, whereas Sean mentioned wisdom check.
Martin said wisdom save. I checked.
I don't have a bonus to my saves. Actually, no, I do.
I was going to say, I would have thought your wisdom save, I would have thought was still better than
But not in
+1.
Hildren's body.
Yeah.
But technically you can use your normal one.
Okay. So while we're discussing and while the conversation about what we need to do is happening, Hildren perks up and says, "First things first, we need to talk to Redrian. Then we can decide what we're doing about talking to the giants."
Yeah, I didn't remember. I literally forgot, like complete blank, that we've already talked to the giants about
The Stone King and the mother.
the mother and the father and that. That's
Yep.
and I'm sorry I diverted down that path. But
That's okay.
unfortunately, my memory is crap.
What she then says is, "So, I get a feeling that things aren't going to be right with," and this is coming stereo from Cetus and Hildren, "that things aren't going to be right until we find the crown of the blue dragon. The book is telling me that I've started a quest and there is a countdown, so this is becoming a priority in my mind." How big is the countdown?
Not going to tell you.
2 years.
6 months?
Tomorrow.
A week.
Sure. It seems to be dependent on stages. You have, you believe, a month to 6 months. Hard to tell because the calendar is completely unknown to you.
So, legend lore would be a good, I don't know what, access to the spell.
Let's see if there's anything written about the crown of blue dragons. So, like, that's a in a minute thing. I think the first thing we have to do is talk to Redrian. Who has the staff of Redrian? Dimitri, you talk to Redrian normally, right?
No,
I've got the staff.
Trellin, you have the staff. Can you talk to Redrian and give him an update and ask him what he wants us to do?
Yes. I don't know how to use it, but I just talk at it
And this is coming from the creepy not twins of Cetus and Hildren.
Yeah, I do believe you just hold it and mindfully call on Reggie, and at least that's what I do when I've had it.
So yes, I
You do hear some sort of chiming noise coming from the staff.
Okay.
And eventually
Does that-
you do hear
Tell me the
Redrin.
chiming sounds like the ringtone that was in Jurassic Park 3.
Quite possibly.
Yes.
Or possibly the ringtone on your phone.
Yeah, I was thinking the old knock.
You're trying to make a call.
That's it.
Okay, and you hear Redrin speak and ask how you're doing.
Awesome.
No one does?
Except, well, there's a body transference between Cetus and Hildren.
We hear this?
Yeah.
Body transference. We're both in the same body. We're both in both bodies.
That's an understatement.
But generally, 75%.
Pretty good.
75% awesome is pretty good.
Well, there's a slight vampiric side to AJ, but
I see you're really skilled at what they call the shit sandwich. Awesome! Here's all the crap, but awesome!
We have the Storm King's crown and the rod that you don't really know about because we haven't checked in with you. Both are likely to enslave an entire peoples. The Storm King's crown is accursed with violence, and we don't want to know what to do with them because we don't want to give them back to the giants.
yes.
In Trellin words.
Well,
Calcrix has been sending reports through Bastion, I believe, is with us. So he'll also have that if he needs details filled in there.
We can just say that there is details in the conversation, and our basic line is, what do we do?
he has had reports of dragons' servants being active. As there seems to be two main cults of dragons running around.
Dragon's servants or dragon's servants?
Hard to tell.
So we have the tool, the dragon scepter for the blue dragons, but we don't have any of the other ones. So there's apparently 10.
We know where some of them are.
That's right. Well, they. So yeah.
Figures.
Well, that.
And that was last night information.
Yeah. So there was a Shadowlands. It's not very specific.
We have, and we know that the master's right hand has one.
He does say that artifacts don't like to be found unless you're the person meant to find them. And what was Calcrick going to say?
When he says dragon servants, is he referring to like the Tiamat's Dragon Ball that came up Tiamat's treasure, I think, in Monday Group?
Well, he's saying is there seems to be two separate cults of the dragon.
Like Bahamut.
They don't advertise. They
Okay,
just
cool.
seem to be at odds.
I would assume Bahamut and Tiamat.
Are there any descriptors that might differentiate these two groups?
They both wear black cloaks. They both use daggers, and they both claim to be the cult of the dragon.
Yeah, remember, they're part of what we ran across in the Monday group.
Yeah, that's right.
That's where I was trying to get details.
Wait, Reggie, back up a bit. Does that mean I was meant to have this one? In creepy stereo.
He'd probably go, if not, I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. Most people generally don't live through those mistakes.
Or possibly you're meant to hold it long enough to pass it on to those who are supposed to have it.
Well, the book's telling me that I'm going to become the Lord of the Blue Dragons. I hope they like the Southern Continent.
I'm sure having a bunch of dragons showing up on your doorstep will go down well.
Yeah. Hey, for the northern reaches, that's better than a bunch of giants.
You do feel a vibration in your side where the scepter is. And it says, wish activated.
No!
What was the wish that just got
I
activated?
didn't make a wish.
What did you do? I wasn't paying
They
attention.
summoned a whole bunch of blue dragons down on the southern continent.
I said I hope they like the
yeah,
southern
did they like the
continent.
southern continent? Yeah.
Oh no. But what are we doing about the giants?
The GM's busy committing your wish to
I know.
record.
You may take anything that sounds like a desire as a wish. Because it's also sentient.
I feel like I'm going to have to attune to this thing just to understand it.
At this point, Calcrix does feel a bit of a pull to the southern continent because there's obviously something important down there.
What did you do?
I didn't. The scepter says I made a wish. I didn't make a wish.
Are blue dragons good or bad?
What says
Depends on what
the
they feel like
vampire?
being today.
That's- well, generally they're bad.
Okay.
Calcrix pegs a soft toy at both Trellin and Merc and points to the blue on her.
The soft toy hits Merc.
Do we
and he looks at
feel?
Trellin
Do
and
we?
says,
Do
"I
we
see what
feel
you
a
mean."
pull? The Cedar children feel a pull?
Not as much.
But
Calcrix
it's
is
there.
also physically holding it back from going, why I order
Okay.
bad.
Can we focus on the problem of the giants first?
And you hear the scepter going, changing course. The dragons shall now concentrate on the giants.
Can you
No!
concentrate
Stop!
your giants on
Cancel!
the master?
Cancel!
How much
Let's all
trouble
just
would I
go
get in
home.
if I just temporarily took the scepter
But they
off?
got,
Go
the
home!
rest of the party don't know anything about this because you're calling her mind at the moment.
Changing the world.
Okay, so,
Everybody go home!
so it says resending dragons back to southern continent.
Return to normal activities. Ignore all previous orders.
I mean, you say that.
Can I control her body into saying that?
Doesn't seem to respond to you.
You need to be the one to say it.
You hear you do hear something going, no, I'm sorry. I don't listen to you. You're not the one.
She's thinking very carefully about the wording. She's going to take a minute and think very carefully because she's in Fey bargain mode.
And you get up sure, your wish is granted as you watch everyone else just freeze. And you start hearing a countdown.
Control Z, Control Z, Control Z.
This is also frozen.
Yep. You now seem to have full control of your body by yourself for the next 50 seconds.
She takes a second, breathes, and then goes, can everybody return to normal activities?
Question.
It says there's another 40 seconds.
At the end of that 40 seconds, can everyone return to normal activities?
Calcrix says the ring of mind shield.
Mhm.
Is this overriding that as well?
It's not affecting your mind, it actually stops time.
Okay, alright. So, but her desire to go to the southern continent.
Just
What is their desire to go to the southern continent?
Just because you have a desire doesn't make it a compulsion. You must do it.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure out, does the ring of mind shielding protect or not protect? Or
Well, it protects you from something intruding and making you do it.
So
But
technically, if
it
everybody...
does mean that technically, because Hildren's got the scepter, she does have control over Calcrix as well as all other dragons.
Right, she's got very limited control over Calcrix, because Calcrix has now got some elements of blue dragon. But she's still mostly white.
That's true.
But all blue dragons, pure
Suddenly
blue
have a
dragons,
compulsion to
she
go
has
to
control
something.
over.
So
Then had a
she
thought
had
about concentrating on the
white-
dragons.
Sorry,
Then-
one person at a time.
Sorry.
Ariadna.
So if she had a white scepter.
You might feel more of a pull, but probably still not because you'll be affected by it as much because you still got the ring of mind shielding.
But all other dragons who don't have such protections.
Mm-hmm.
I have to talk to you after the session.
So all blue
Calcrix
dragons,
just might go in.
Sounds like slavery with extra steps.
all blue
Exactly.
dragons suddenly felt the need to go to the southern continent,
Mm-hmm.
then concentrate on the giants, then go back to the southern continent, to my home. And then time froze for
your
me.
home specifically.
Yeah. And then time froze for me, and I'm taking what's now 30 seconds to try and figure out how to word this in a way that's going to.
Well, they all now know exactly where your home is.
I know.
Maybe instead of wording
Remembering
it
also
either way, just
that
telling the scepter
that
at
impact
the moment.
on the war with the Master, because potentially blue dragons also incorporate all blue dragon born,
Yeah.
and the number of the Atruaghin tribesmen and in fact the dragons who were supporting the war in Darrakan, you may have just interrupted significantly.
Oh, she is conscious of this. She is fully conscious of this. She had no idea this was going to happen. It was a throwaway comment, followed by, can we, not including the blue dragon in this, she's feeling, how is she going to do this?
Maybe you should just have a conversation with the scepter about the fact that whatever you say is not in fact a wish.
Alright, I've got a little bit of time, right?
Mhm.
Scepter. Do you have a name, or am I just going to talk to you about Scepter? I don't know, I don't have time for that. Not every time I hope for something is a wish. Can we just return everybody back to their normal activities and leave them be at this moment?
You hear a rather unfortunate chuckle and saying, well, get the crown then.
Do you have any other information for me?
Yep, hopefully you like it cold.
So the crown is somewhere cold. Okay,
Well,
wonderful.
your home will be rather cold soon.
Oh god, well,
Well, if you want to call me a god, it says.
no, I think I'm okay with not calling you a god. And, yeah, okay. What was it called? I'm calling it Cal. You are now known as Cal, staff. Is there a way of me being able to have a discussion and fulfill my role in the group without you compelling the blue dragons to do everything that I suggest?
Yes.
Is it get the crown?
Yes.
Can you carry this thing with mage hand or something?
It doesn't matter, it's connected to me.
From the scepter's perspective, he probably doesn't mind whether you get the crown or not. He just say you got to wear the crown.
No, the problem is that,
It doesn't have to obey you, and it can choose when it obeys you unless you've got the crown.
if I attune to you, will I have more control?
Nope.
Okay.
Technically, you're already attuned.
What you might try, potentially from a game mechanic perspective, is whether or not you can effectively combat the ego of the nature of the artifact, and therefore gain some control over it without the crown. You'll probably die, you'll probably fail, but hey, you can try.
Okay. When time starts again,
Mm-hmm.
she asks the staff to allow the blue dragon. No, the staff said that she wouldn't be able to take back that wish. So she explains to the group. Apparently, the staff won't let me change what the blue dragons have been compelled to do now. It's fickle. It is now known as Cal. If I want to actually have control over it and not just have it decide to do random things it thinks I desire, I need the crown.
So Merkel,
I recommend you discipline your thoughts and speech.
I'm going to try, but that is going to hinder my ability to fulfill my role in the party. And again, in creepy stereo.
So what have you had the blue dragons do?
Apparently they're now going to Van Mork.
To do
To
what?
our keep.
To make it their home.
To make it their home. Apparently it's going to get very cold.
Presumably the current residents will try to resist.
Yeah, I don't want that. And I can't do ascending. So I might have to get somebody else to do ascending to possibly communicate. Don't resist the blue dragons. Let me know if there's any major issues and I will try to do something. Can somebody send to somebody?
Can you not return the blue dragons to their location as those
it
were
won't
part
let
of
me.
defense for the clan tree?
It won't let me. It refuses. It says no.
Computer says no.
Pretty much.
So the artifact is only fulfilling effectively its own desires
Yep.
by choosing which of your desires to fulfill. Is that the case?
Yep.
While all of this is going on in the background, Calcrix is quietly doing legend lore, specifically on how people have successfully negotiated with scepters of power in the tradition of the Dragonlord scepters of power, particularly when they only have one half of the pairing, either the scepter or the crown.
In most cases, you would probably say that to successfully negotiate with the scepter, you're fulfilling the scepter's desires.
So she needs to find out what the scepter's desires are and then use that as a carrot in order to get it to cooperate.
We're still mid-conversation with Redrian.
As I said, I'm just doing this in the background. I didn't expect Martin to give me an answer straight away. I actually just expected him to go, okay.
Something your character would know.
Oh, it's
It's not something the dragons would spread to most people.
considering that even though we're mid-conversation with Redrian, you can't actually talk to Redrian and you're attempting to
No.
talk to him about it. I might pass on this advice to you immediately to see if that might help you resolve your leadership problems with the scepter before things go
I just don't
much
want to
further.
derail the conversation with Redrian too much.
Okay.
It is something
But
that she will be
technically,
considering.
that's what we'd already determined. It'll obey any wishes it wants to obey.
I will consider and think, and then I will have another conversation with Cal later. But she is going to be very quiet as much as possible for now.
So, any more questions
What do we do?
for Redrian?
What do we do about the giants?
Where do we find this crown?
Well, the
Well,
question
we've
for
got the
Redrian at the
crown.
moment is
We've
how
got-
we fulfill our quest.
We've got the crown.
No, the
A
crown of the
different
blue giant.
Crown of the
No,
giant.
What
we're
are you
talking
talking
about
about?
different
Blue
different
dragons,
crowns.
not giants. Blue giants would be an interesting thing to put in there, but I can if you like.
It's the
Unfortunately,
opposite to
there's a
Smurfs.
truckload of crowns.
What?
Unfortunately, there's a truckload of crowns. We've got Tiamat's crown.
We've got the
Giant's
Storm
crown.
King's crown.
Yep.
We do.
What do we want to do with that?
That's
Nothing
already
right now.
been dealt with. We're now moving on to
No,
Well,
we're asking Redrian what we're doing about the matrons. What are we talking to the giant matrons? Are we keeping them in the dark? What are we
I
doing?
thought we already did talk to the giant.
Well, so destruction, alteration, sequestration.
It's,
No, we've gone for option D.
which is Calcrix is handling it.
Calcrix's guardianship of the crown was the option they chose.
So, the choice we have now is to finish the quest. We need to we can ignore the Storm Giant Queen for a little bit, but we need to let the matrons know. Well, do we let the matrons know so that they can hopefully react nicely and join us in the fight against the Master?
I would suggest that the highest priority right now is to find the Blue Dragon Crown so that you can regain control of the fact that there's probably been a major disruption to the armies of Darrakan because of the effect of just having the Blue Dragon.
Yes.
Much more than getting or not getting the input of the giant.
The point of the conversation with Redrian was what does he want us to do about this quest?
Can we not ask him both questions?
Sure. I have no problem. I don't want to get sidetracked. The point of this conversation, the point of calling Redrian was, this is the situation, what do you want us to do?
Let's ask him about the scepter, and then let's ask him how to get the
But
Blue Dragon
the
Crown.
thing is that you changed the situation significantly during the conversation.
Yeah, no, I get that. But I think part of her just wants to wrap up this one thing or have that know what we're doing there so that she can then focus on this. It's up to you guys. She's not talking. You guys can, she's trying to be quiet at the moment. You guys can address whatever you
Dimitri
think.
is definitely the opinion that the input or the aim to get the giants into the army is actually a lesser issue than the loss of the dragons potentially into the army already there. So therefore, regaining control of that situation is more important than getting back to the giants, who then may or may not provide support since we're not giving them what they actually wanted.
Talking to the giants could just be ascending. Or Redrian could do the negotiations and explain things. I'm just pointing out the point of the conversation. The reason we called Redrian was to find out what he wanted us to do about the Storm, knowing that we're not giving the Storm King's crown back to the giant matrons. How does he want to handle it?
So what if we ask Redrian, get the information on both points, and then make a decision on what doing from there? Trouble?
Awesome.
Okay. He does say that considering you have someone who has taken responsibility for the crown, they're the only person who can literally now choose what happens to it. If anyone else makes a decision that has no impact on its outcome.
So this is the crown of the
Storm
Storm Kings.
Giants.
Yeah. The crown of the Storm King is now in the hands of Calcrix.
Does he want, does he want us to contact them? Does he want us to keep him in the dark? Is he going to contact them? What are we doing?
He says that now needs to be dealt with by the White Dragon.
Okay, so that's up to Calcrix.
will undertake that in probably her own time, I'm presuming.
So she's taken on that responsibility and must now deal with that. As for the scepter, he says that has also fallen into the hands of Hildurin as her responsibility.
And the crown of the Blue Dragons?
Crown of the Blue Dragons. Well, he says he hadn't been looking for that. He didn't know it existed until now.
Okay.
So he'll have to put out some feelers and get back to you on that one.
Okay.
Though he has had disturbing reports that 1/6 of the Atruaghins have just left the field.
Yes.
Not my fault, you blame cow.
You do hear you're welcome.
You and I are going to have a talk, Cal.
So, if you get your hands on the crown of the Blue Dragons, you can command them to go back to their original space.
Well, no, technically, she can command the scepter to actually do the command.
Okay.
Because officially she's already got the command of the Blue Dragons, it's just that that command is being interpreted whimsically.
Can I just, like that last comment, I wasn't intending to make aloud, don't blame me, blame Cal. Did that happen in my head?
No, it was out loud.
Okay. So Cal's not talking to me in my head, Cal.
Oh, Cal can talk to you in your head. Cal just likes doing it out loud.
I'm just wondering if I could be having a conversation with Cal while all of this is happening. But I'm also willing to wait.
He or she seems to be speaking aloud. Most artifacts, if they can speak aloud, can potentially speak quietly as well.
She needs time to think before she does anything anyway.
Okay. So, as far as legend lore goes, so you're saying that it's not, because it's an artifact, it's not going to work.
Artifacts aren't easy to... You can find rumours and stories about it, but not where it is.
Okay. So what have we got as far as clues?
While instead of thinking, she's continuing to read the book to see if there's any clues about what that will help her.
Okay.
I mean, are we finishing our conversation with Rodrian?
He can say that he will put out some feelers to see if he can find out anything he can about the crowns, and hopefully make things a little easier for you.
Does he react at all to us saying that the right hand of the master has one of the scepters?
You would say that would be rather unfortunate, but it would explain a lot of things. Because the master has been known to take control of dragons.
All dragons, or just some? Like, is it a pattern, or?
The statement is all, but again, people with magic can change how things work.
Unless things have changed up until now at least, any dragon that steps over the current borderline between the Master's claimed lands, like Sind, and the side of Darrakan territory that he's got so far, any dragon that steps foot over that line becomes under his control. The only dragon who's an exception is Calcrix, because she's Nyx's champion, and Nyx protects her from that. And that's the only exception there.
Well, like, it makes sense that there are 10 this is 10 scepters.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I'm aware, there are either more or less than 10 types of dragons.
More.
Yes.
More. So, like, it might be that he's either corrupted the magic somehow, or enhanced it or something. Or it might be that that's a particular scepter that has more control than, say, mine.
With Calcrix's,
But we don't know.
Dragon culture, dragon knowledge special, would she have some chance of matching scepters to dragon types
Well, you
or groupings?
not by name, because any connections to dragon type were lost when the cities were lost.
Okay.
And you also know that if a scepter is used in a place of power important to the person, it can gain power beyond that which you could normally use.
Would that include, I don't know, taking ownership of the scepter in a wealth that's got 50 ley lines of entropy all coinciding in one spot?
If it was something that was meaningful to Hildren, yes.
So it's more of a case of if Hildren wields it, say, at her home castle, she sees that as the seat of her power. Therefore, it would have
More power than it would have
amplified
elsewhere.
power than it would have.
But
elsewhere.
for, say, the master, starting a magic somewhere like his Soul Forge might have a similar effect.
Yeah.
Whatever is their seat of power. I would also add that if you manage to get your hands on a dragon hatchery, it would basically be far more powerful.
So if you manage to which?
Get her hands on a dragon hatchery, the powers of the staff would increase dramatically.
Seriously, what's stopping Calcrix from viewing this as an evil artifact that she has to eradicate?
It's my responsibility.
As all this is happening,
Regardless of whose responsibility
Oh, I
it is,
get
it's
that.
a threat.
I get that, but so is the Storm King's crown.
because
So is work.
I've still got Puck flying around me. I've noticed that my scepter is gone, and I've said to Puck, everywhere from where we boarded the boat to where we set up camp for the night, I need you to go back and find where the scepter is. And I'll
Speaking
close.
of other scepters. Okay. So whatever the rest of the party is doing right now, I'm sitting on a floating disc with a blank book in Cetus's hands, the book of 10 scepters in my hands, scouring it for any information I can find on finding the crown of the Blue Dragons. Redrian's just said that the Storm King's crown stuff is Calcrix. This is her responsibility. She is focused.
It seems that the first step is taking your staff to your seat of power. Or the rod, as the case may be.
She's going to
But
keep
does
reading
Hilton,
before she tells others about that.
Does Hilton feel that the capital is her seat of power, or is it actually home for her at the moment, or is it
Yeah.
up north?
No. The castle is home. It's where her family
Okay.
is. It's where she's she's been told that is where she will be for the rest of her life. That is her home. It's where she's gone.
Certainly recognise that it was supposed to become home, but whether it already had was the question.
I think part of the decision of that is now home is when she decided to give up her freedom in
Fair
the
enough.
therapy session with Frosty.
And in a way, this is also part of the Imra saying things you'll be learning.
Need to actually accept power and the responsibility that comes with that.
So if that's your plan, how will you plan to get there, considering it's quite a distance away right now?
At the moment, she's just looking for any more information. She's letting these guys sort out what they want, and then she's going to give as much information as she can.
If we get up topside, you might be able to hit your ride on a blue dragon flying south.
I mean, we have teleport circles. Teleportation circles. Like, we have ways of getting home. But at the moment, she is reading. It's not just, okay, I've hit step 1, I'm going to follow that. She is
It
reading
doesn't
for as
detail
much.
any steps beyond that.
She's thinking and she's reading. Just other people can take control for a bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, we're still moving out of the area of the Well of Souls effectively. Does that involve having to go back through the Underground Dragon Academy?
At least going back to the river.
Yep. Going back to Horrible Death to revive the ferryman?
That is correct.
Horrible Death's the Blue Dragon.
He's going south. we could jump on the boat. He'll take us
Will
there.
you be able to gain
Well, maybe you've already left,
more insight and information?
like a sixth of the Darkin army, or the sixth of the Alsatian army, the Atruaghin army.
Ariadna?
Would Hildren be able to gain more information from River at the Blue Dragon Camp?
Quite possibly, if she was still there.
Oh, okay, so she's left.
Well,
But there are librarians and people
The
who have
academy's probably
information.
gone.
any blue dragon is likely to be flying south.
So the Scepter's carrying out some of your commands, but
Not all of them. I asked it to rescind and it said no.
Okay. Have you considered negotiating with it and finding out what its carrot is so that you can
Before I was going to do that, before I was going to talk, I was going to try and get as much information as I could with the book. That is what I am currently doing.
Right, okay.
I have an answer, but it would have taken me time to get that answer. So what are you guys doing while I'm trying to figure that out?
I'm looking for my scepter.
I mean, Cetus is
flying
doing the
around.
same thing I'm doing,
Yeah,
and not
really.
understanding what I'm doing.
My book's blank, even if your book's overlaying it.
Well,
So-
Dimitri is sitting right behind you, guiding the disc back to the ferry point, presumably.
Well,
I don't know how far that away
I'll,
it was, because I wasn't there for that particular section as to how long it
put
took.
out the flying carpet so that you can both lie in luxury.
I'm happy on.
Down, now.
You reach the riverbank and notice that the river's no longer glowing and the ferry's no longer there.
Okay. Have we all agreed we're going back down to Hildren's?
I haven't actually said to anybody yet that that's the thing.
Ah.
If we see this, then I will probably pop up and say, so the book says the first thing I have to do is take the scepter to my seat of power.
And by that stage, you also note that one of the other scepters has been claimed
Yep.
by someone who calls themselves Thinkol the Second.
Thinkhole?
Yeah, Thinkol the Second.
Does the name Thin Coal mean anything to anybody?
Dimitri recognizes it immediately.
I thought I did, but as a
Which
player, I
scepter?
couldn't actually. I recognised the name, I couldn't place it.
It's the name of the Emperor of Theatis.
Right, yes.
And which scepter was it?
And currently,
The
we're
seventh.
not actually. Well, is Thinkol the second current emperor, or Thinkol an old emperor previously?
The current Emperor.
He's Thinkol the second. Okay, yep.
I don't know how I feel about any of this.
Does that information say which scepter he's got hold of?
He does not.
It just says it's the 7th.
Okay, well, from the list we've got, do we know what that one is?
No, because we
The-
didn't know the 2nd, the 7th, or the 10th. Now the only one we don't have a name connected to is the 2nd.
Let's say that would be the you'd pick up as the Sandar scepter.
Sandar. Okay, so Hildren will communicate that, and the fact that, according to the book, I need to take the scepter to my seat of power, which would be our keep. Castle, no longer keep, but I can't remember the original name for. She would use the original name, but I can't remember it.
Castle Colleen, I think it was. Originally.
Something like that.
Before you faded up.
Yeah. So the ferry's gone. Horrible Death is gone. Many of the dragons we saw in the city were blue dragons. We know
it was
we're
a
missing.
Blue Dragon Academy.
We know we're missing a 6th of the dragons involved in the army. I
Not a
think
6 of the dragons. You're missing a 6 of the Atruaghin.
Atruaghin, yeah.
Which presumably is a dragon born rather than dragon.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say is the book is telling me I need to go home. What's the fastest way home?
And in fact,
Well,
you've probably interrupted the Monday night group because Is it Martin's character, the blue dragonborn?
Silver.
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 Oh, Silver. Okay, that's right.
So, the capital city of the Alarum would have a Redrian's investigation bureau.
He hasn't got one. I don't think he's got one in Van Mork yet.
Right.
But we do have teleportation circle. We have a teleportation circle
And you
set
have
up,
a Druid's Grove.
and we have a Druid's Grove.
Okay.
So it should be fairly easy, one form or another, to teleport back to home.
Well, I wouldn't mind to give more instructions to my component of the army to make sure they're training correctly.
I think we have to go home. Does anybody? I would very much, and you might have to accompany me. I would very much like to talk to Zershev at some point.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you get yourself back to one of the locations you can teleport from?
I look at Dimitri and go, "Can you teleport us back to Van Mork?"
I'm just checking the wording for teleportation circle, because obviously he's got one. He's got a permanent one at Quesquiton,
You
which
have
is
a permanent.
connected to the one in the southern continent.
We set up a permanent one in the southern continent as well.
Which
in
means
Yeah, I know, but-
you can open it up directly to a permanent one you've created.
Yeah, okay. Like I can do a ritual on the spot to create a temporary one to go to a permanent one. Yep, that's what I was trying to check on. So, yep,
You just can't go
No
from
problem.
a temporary one to a temporary one.
yeah. So, yep. So,
And the Druid's Grove? What's this?
Oh, it's another
now,
mode of transportation.
you mentioned that the river was apparently dark,
Mm-hmm.
so presumably the power of the ley lines has diminished or died.
You believe the moment the staff was given to Hildren, the ley line went dormant.
Right. So therefore, from Dimitri's perspective, shouldn't interact or interfere with the teleportation process. So,
That is correct. You believe most of the power went out when the scepter was removed.
yeah. Dimitri will whip up a teleportation circle and allow people to go home.
So it's the Calaleon Castle. I'm gonna have to get used to that.
Oh, I'm glad I actually remember the name mostly correct.
Before Merc steps through, he'd recall Puck and see if Puck had found the scepter.
Puck has found many scepters.
Did you find my scepter, Puck?
Nope.
Alright.
But he tells you about all the other scepters he found and left behind.
Did any look magical, Puck?
He says, yes.
God damn it, Puck.
He says, you're welcome.
Alright.
He says, you were rather specific. Find your scepter.
Well, he didn't find that, so it's not here. I would think, alright, maybe I've dropped it, one of the other party members has picked it up. I'll call Pluto and I'll go through the teleportation circle.
As you're walking through, you're hearing Puck describe all the different scepters he found.
Many made of gold.
Yep.
Thank you, Puck. That's enough.
He's helping.
Okay, so we teleport into the teleportation circle room, which is in one of the underground areas in Calaleon Castle.
And it seems to be in the middle of winter.
It shouldn't be, right?
Well, in the northern hemisphere,
Well,
yes.
yeah.
It's just coming out of winter, but it's supposed to be still coming out of summer. And
It's supposed to be spring.
Mhm.
They got there fast.
Well, not all of them were in the north.
Yeah. Okay.
As you go outside, you can see it snowing.
Hildren and Cetus in perfect sync, because it appears that I'm going to constantly be the one who deals with the wisdom saves, and Cetus doesn't really care at this moment. Are going to look over try and find either some of the blue dragons or Rune and her people. She's going to find somebody to talk to.
First thing you notice is there's a hell of a lot of fairy dragons in the air.
She turns to Eep and says, "No, don't eat, please. Calcrix, can you tell
Please?
Eep not to eat the blue fairy dragons?"
Are they a delicacy?
Yep.
Calcrix
Please?
is trying to decide if you telling Eve not to eat the fairy dragons means that your scepter means you can rule over Eve too.
She's just trying to stop Eep from eating the blue fairy dragons.
I was making a joke. Eve already knows. You don't have to tell Eve.
I don't know, I don't have to tell Eep, but I'm glad Eep already knows.
Okay.
All I know is Eep likes to eat fey things. Though she didn't try and eat the wild hunt. Yes. But I've been told that we have to define friend, not food.
You can trust Calcrix if you don't know that by now, that she's not letting it go and eat a bunch of fairy dragons.
Cool. She's a little stressed out, but yes, I appreciate that. And she would have realised that after she'd had a panic attack about the fairy dragon suddenly surrounding us, and then Eep, the thing that eats. She also, I'm sure Eep's shown the fairy dragon claw necklace that Morrigan gave her.
Of course,
Well,
depending upon how the blue fairy dragons react to the holder of the scepter,
Yeah, that's the other
Hilton
thing.
might be very keen for Eve to eat them all up.
How are the blue fairy dragons reacting to me walking through the teleportation?
Pouting you with snowballs.
Yep, I deserve that.
Hundreds of them.
I deserve that. I try to ignore it and just keep going.
Merc also throws us a snowball.
Of course you do. Cetus and Hildren just try to walk to find something somewhere. I don't have a throne yet. This is my seat of power. Do I have anywhere in particular I need to be?
Well, you do look and you do notice the castle is a bit taller than last time you were here. But the Fae never said they were stopping building stuff.
Yep.
You're gonna need a big castle.
She figures her seat of power is probably the place where she would connect to that. If it's not the whole castle, is probably the Zerchev altar. So she's heading there.
Well, you do seem to have a throne room.
I have a throne room now.
Mm-hmm.
What does it look
You had
like?
a throne room earlier.
Nope.
Okay. Just a personal room.
It seems to have 2 chairs.
You've got a partner though, don't you?
Yeah,
Oh yes, of course. You've also got a Cetus.
2 bodies. I say to Cal, do I have to sit on the throne?
That's for you to work out for yourself.
Remembering the fact that you're asking advice from the thing that you're likely to be able to control better to do if you get to the right place.
That's already tricked you a couple of times.
Yeah,
So,
I know. She doesn't like the idea of Cetus sitting on the throne next to her because she knows what that other throne is meant to be. But
Get somebody to just bring in a chair.
we are currently combined, so I guess
Technically, you'd be sitting in both seats.
technically I'd be sitting in both seats, so
And whichever way, he'll be sitting in at least one of them.
she stops and
Go
she's
grab a chair
thinking.
from the kitchen.
She stops and she's thinking because I think part of the lesson isn't relying on Zerchev, it's taking responsibility. And I think she goes to sit on the throne.
Mm-hmm.
Both thrones.
I don't have control over this.
I mean, you can fight, but
I mean, I did ask Merc to go grab a chair for me to sit on. That wasn't the front.
And while he grabs a chair, he finds you on the throne.
Technically, you also, like, okay, you're still floating across on the floating disc at the moment.
I think I would have gotten off the floating disc unless Dimitri is listening to me, unless I've been directing Dimitri.
But how did you manage to get through the teleportation circle?
No, well, Cetus and I could have
In the
stepped in
case
at the
of
same time.
synchronized movements?
Yeah. Or
Okay.
you could have floated us and then we'd got off the floating disc at this side. Do you
But
want me
I'm
still on
saying
the
the fact
floating
that,
disc?
Why would you, if you are having difficulty controlling your movement independently in the north, why do you think that's different in the south?
Well, I'm not moving independently. I'm moving both bodies at the same time to sit on the thrones.
Huh?
Am I able to do that, or is this going to be an awkward dance?
Awkward dance, but hey, you've got people who can help.
Or is there a way of me sitting on a throne and Merc putting a chair next to me so Cetus can sit?
Or someone, guiding the other person to sit down at the same time.
Yeah. Either way.
Sure. Merc puts the chair next to your throne.
So
Under the person who's sitting down. Here, look, here's the chair.
There you go.
Cetus sits in the chair and
Yep.
Hildren sits in the throne. She then pulls the staff out and goes and looks at the book. Pulls the scepter out and looks at the book.
It gives you a flowery greeting to activate. You're not exactly sure what it says because it doesn't seem to make sense.
This is the book and not Cal.
Well, the book seems to.
Okay, she's trusting the book at this point because it's the only source of information she has. So she says the flowery greeting.
Okay. And so you seem to have completed your first stage of your quest. You have now accepted to become the next Dragon Empire. Congratulations, the scepter says.
What's the next step?
It says you'll find out.
Over the world!
You need to kill a vampire.
That you'll find out in the morning. You do notice that a lot of the symbology around the castle seems to have changed to that of dragons.
Congratulations.
Is this technically breaking the oath to the...
You don't know.
Oh. I didn't say it. I just said, oh, and put my head in the hands.
But you have now officially taken on the quest to become the Dragon Lord, even though you hadn't actually accepted beforehand.
It felt like I had.
I know, he intended that. So like, here's the pen, here's the contract. You don't really need to sign that until later because you've already accepted.
Yeah. So I'm now supposed to create a dragon empire.
You've got the center of your Dragon Empire.
Of course, you've got competition for Dragon Emperor because apparently Theatre Cole
Ten
II
others.
has already started,
There's 9 others.
but only one that you know is in hand.
Yeah. Well, I know there are a couple that have owners. There's one in the Shadowlands, or with the dwarves in the Shadowlands. One belongs to a red dragon. One was seen on the Isle of Dawn. One was in the Sea of Dread. one is held by the Worm Speaker of Wormstead Academy, one is somewhere in Norworld, one is held by the right hand of the Master, and one is held by the Theatan Emperor.
Although I thought that most of those were last seen at, or
Nope.
last known at.
That was Sea of Dread, that was the Isle of Dawn and the Sea of Dread. The rest of them were concrete, that's where they are.
Okay.
Am I right?
It is right, yes. And so yes, you are now back at the southern continent near Rapanathak with a contingent of dragons showing up on a regular basis.
Who pelt me? Well, the little ones pelt me with snowballs. I don't want to know what the big ones do yet.
Well,
The Dragonborn that were the followers of Drazzle, that were forming guards, and they maintained the our control of Rapanathak that had been explored. Were they blue?
Yep,
Yes.
they're all blue.
Yep.
Yep.
So one of the
So
first things I would do is
possibly we've lost all of our control of Rapanathak.
One of the
depending upon
first-
exactly what they interpret as
it hasn't
travel to the southern continent.
it hasn't been long. It was go home, but they interpreted it as the scepter interpreted it as my home, not their home. And one of the first things I will do is send other, and there wasn't just the Blue Dragonborns who were in Rapanathak. There were other members of the country
Cool.
to go there too. So it's not like we've lost all of our forces holding Rapanathak.
Well, and depending upon the interpretation of going home, potentially they could still attend as part of your sphere of control, so that you might already be home. Or
Yeah.
while in that case, so. Like the ones from the northern continent obviously wanted to get all the way back to get to the southern continent, but
Yeah,
there
there's a
might be a
lot
bit
of
of
them.
leeway once you're there.
There's a lot of them that are already here because hey, there were ones on the southern continent.
Exactly.
Was Frosty? No, Frosty was elemental. I don't have to worry about Frosty.
So you do hear a thunderclap outside. And the coming in through the main doors, you see 3 dragons coming in.
so my 3,000 followers, I probably want them to back off and just see how events
I think everybody's
unfold.
backing off at this point.
As you see River, Horrible Death, and I believe there was another one amongst that contingent.
Drazzle, get down.
Drake.
Talks too much.
Talks too much. Oh God, talks too much.
All seem to be coming into your keep.
And
I
I'm
look
sure
at
they're
River.
pleased to see you.
I look at River and say, "Help!"
Her response is, "What have you done?"
I didn't mean to. I didn't know. I was given this and told it was my responsibility, and it's been doing weird things. And this is in the creepy stereo of both of us. It's been doing weird things. I just did what it told me to do, and it says things will get better if I find the Blue Dragon Crown.
And you want to take full control, is that what you're saying?
I want to stop the control. Hopefully, if I get the Blue Dragon Crown, I can say, let people do what their thing. But the scepter won't let me change. Won't let me change it. Cal is being obstinate.
You see, River looks at the staff and goes, "Yes, her father is rather obstinate."
I'm sorry. Help, please. I don't know what I'm doing.
That's obvious.
You shush, Dimitri.
No, I was making that was in response from the dragon.
Yeah.
Right. Well, They do pause and think about how they're going to say this. Apparently they are required to come here and serve.
I don't want serve. I made a passing comment when I was told what this does, and the scepter, who had done nothing at this point, decided it was a wish, and I don't know how to undo it.
Except for making things worse, they say.
I tried to do what the book told me to do. I sat in my seat of power. I read the thing it told me to read, so I could get the next step to maybe be able to undo this, and it just apparently made it worse. So please don't leave me by myself. I need help.
You go, as you wish.
No, please.
Merc would say, let's look at this as an opportunity. We have some very strong, powerful blue dragons that could be helping train our forces to fight, preparing for the oncoming.
I still haven't dealt with the fact that you're undead and have made a deal with my god's arch nemesis.
You've got
And
blue dragons
technically,
and
she
slaves.
doesn't have them under her control.
I don't have them under my control. I can't control them.
You have a whole slave army of blue dragons. We're all doing
No, she doesn't. The staff has a slave army of blue dragons, and it
Well,
knows what it
that's
feels like.
Are we finishing on the as you wish, or?
I believe we will finish on the, yes, the staff will do as it feels like.
Yeah, okay.
As you do seem to now have a contingent of dragons here who aren't particularly happy to be here.
I don't want them. I don't mind the help. I don't want them here out of their...
Not to mention the effect it's going to have on your incipient crops and things of development
Yep.
that you've just lost another season.
Oh, I am fully aware. And I'm putting it down as the staff will do what he wants. Because it is River's father.
Okay, so I shall put it on end credits.